You have to press F.
I already get the derp. Dude. Oh god, I forgot about that.
Oh. So then I was like, no, what? Then she was like,
dude, they can't hear you. Is this recording? Is this recording?
Ow.
Is this recording? Yes, it is.
oh. Hey, buddy, Dolphin 100 and
Hello, this is Dolphin 100 and Emily Animator, and we're going to play Katawa Shoujo. That's not an ass. That's a chest. And I'm playing chess. So fuck off. Okay. Voice acting time!
Yeah!
A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like little
Emily, there's
wind
no
chimes.
music.
Shut up. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The delicious trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students.
Emily, do you have music?
But now, in the late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling.
I
don't
will!
have music now. I don't have music now. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. I don't care. You know what? I can go without music. Just let me keep in the mic. Just how long am I supposed to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Yes.
Yes. The note. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I was looking.
Slip.
Shush. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. So I ponder the meaning of the note. Snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this staged world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest. Shut up. Forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. This guy is so poetic. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Ooh! Hisao? You came? A hesitating, barely audible question that I failed at. However, I recognize the owner of that deep voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. Bum. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper into a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. Vroom, vroom. Shut up! Shush!
Oh my god!
Look at his face! Look at that Wunderkink!
You never see your face!
Look at that Wunderkink! You will not go? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic.
Yeah. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it.
A shy, joy smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. Bum. My heart's pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out of my chest and claim this girl for itself. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so slightly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger.
You're like a rapist.
Shut up. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder.
Rapist.
My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force out a word if I tried.
You see,
Bum bum.
I wanted to know
Bum bum. Bum bum.
if you'd go out with me.
It's a thing I'm doing. Okay, we're gonna have to pause the recording.
Okay.
Look at this thing I bought. Look, I have to.
And that's all for today.
No,
I gotta
you have
pause
to
it.
What? Is it recording?
And we are back. So let's return.
10-hour break.
We've been in this for 3 seconds.
If you'd go out with me.
Go
I
out.
stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point.
So?
I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms.
So?
Bum bum.
My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, shoot open in terror. Bum bum, bum bum, bum bum, bum bum.
So?
The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me. All these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the insistent clatter of the branches above.
Insistent. Okay, this is the longest part, right?
Yeah. Beep beep. Beep beep.
Oh,
Don't care.
introduction!
It's been 4 months since my heart attack.
What did you do with that club?
Ah!
Oh, that looks terrible. That's not how you make a ponytail, and it's all knotted around.
She always draws everything she uses. Hey guys, have you ever...
And we are back. Jesus.
Everybody stop.
Ugh.
Stop crying. Did you brush your teeth?
They're not butchering. Okay, someone keeps butchering our...
And that whole time, I could probably count the times I've left this hospital unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts. So, I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. Strange word. Foreign. Alien one. One that you wouldn't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, I felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But visitors soon dwindled, and the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents come by on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again.
What? What did she say?
Brush her teeth. And we're back. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again.
Fine.
The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. Guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave.
Okay. So do I have my dues back?
He never answered anything in a straightforward way,
Sleep in your own
but
bed.
he told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So, I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answers shows that there is at least some hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why.
TV
I just
off.
did.
Sound effects.
I guess it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. Started reading instead. There's a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, even though I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. Going on with the stories, that was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I don't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance that I'd set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, with the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. That happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile.
Smile!
He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. It's supposed to be some sort of special occasion. It's not a party. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. Takes his time sorting his papers and setting them aside as if he has to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. "Hello, Hisao. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him.
Smile!
"I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some
Strong!
precautions, you should be fine. You have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription."
Thank you!
Doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. "So many!" I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Morphine, dizziness, hypo, dizzolic, decreased concentration, escaphagia, heart failure. Oh no! Clinical bronchophagism, 12 hours. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me. 125 milligrams at me from the paper seems unsurmountable. Insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. You can say that again! I'm in bed! This is insane. And that's where we'll leave off for today.
Save it, you son of a whore!
Okay.
No!
I'm Emily Animator, and Dual Fang 100 in the background, and that was Play-Katawa Shoujo.
Yay!
And, Arnold Schwarzenegger sound, and bye.